Hi, hi, everybody. Hi. We are the Late Night Enforcers, and we are here to rock your socks off. Lock up your daughters. Lock up your wives. Why did I pick that up? That's disgusting. I should put that down. Those are my toenail clippers. How you guys doing tonight? We are going to talk about Destiny, like we've been talking about for a good while. We're gonna do that.
For freaking ever, and just how everybody's been talking about Destiny, at least for the last little while, especially.
Yes. Yeah. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on the ceiling fan. Hey
Nope.
Ryan, why don't you tell the lovely people at home how you doing while I check out my ceiling fan?
I will definitely do that, sir. Thank you for the transition. That's nice little segue. Hey, everybody. My name's Ryan at Sleek Stealthy 85. As you see down there below, I'm the other half of the Late Night Enforcers crew. Ian Fiend 75002 is the long-haired hippie half. So
Long
he
haired
he and I'd
hippie.
like to argue about a whole bunch of fun stuff. I've been doing pretty good myself. Uh, it's been a real busy week, even coming after the holiday. I don't know how you've been at work, man, but it's been busy as hell for me. How about you?
Uh, Not so much. I mean, we've been getting a lot of stuff, but we got off of a nice uptick, and now we're on the downside of it. So now I need it to go back up because that's my money. I need my money. Give me that money. All about them Benjamins.
All about them Benjamins. I definitely feel it. Yeah, it's gotten crazier and crazier. I thought this week was going to be a little bit slow coming off the holiday, especially with the customers that I had to deal with, but apparently not. My sales reps are going crazy right now. So, otherwise, man, it is what it is. Real quick, before we get into the bullshit and we start getting mad at each other, what is it that you're drinking?
I'm already mad at you. um, so I wanted to have something that I had the glass for tonight, so that I could drink, so I could be that beer nerd. So I am drinking Lakewood's Punkle. Of course, it is a pumpkin dunkel, which is a darky kind of not a real stout type of heavy beer, but it's is a dark kind of. It's got a nice darkness, thickness to it. I don't know. I can't even describe. Here, hold on. Let me see if there's something on the bottle that says. Oh shit! Excuse me. Is there a better fall treat than pumpkin pie? Nope. Which is why there are so many pumpkin beers out here. It's also why ours is based on the dessert, not the gourd. Our twist, Punkel, has no pumpkin has no pumpkin? Oh. It's a dark malty German lager, but with a lighter body enhanced by cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, and ginger. Because who doesn't like a little trick with their treat? Yeah, so there you have it. I it's finally September, and it's finally time to actually be drinking pumpkin beers for a change instead of getting them in early August. Now, when I hit the beer store tonight, I had to stop myself from buying every pumpkin beer that I usually buy because a lot of them have come out since I bought my last big batch of them, like Dogfish Heads. But last year Dogfish Heads wasn't that good, so I'm gonna hold off, wait and see. This one is usually just a very it's not it doesn't kick my ass. It doesn't take my lunch money. It doesn't throw me in the trash can. But it's always a good kind of go to pumpkin beer when that time comes around.
Outstanding. Your affinity for pumpkin alcohol and pumpkin beer reminds me of the basic white girl pumpkin Starbucks everything in the fall.
You know I'm about to jump through this goddamn computer and break your face open, right?
Bring your shit,
I'm
homie.
gonna do it. I'm coming at you, buddy.
So what I'm drinking, and for those of you who have either watched us live before or have seen any of our videos, or hell, even watched me on my own Twitch channel while I play games, is I'm not much of a beer guy. My shtick is that I do liquor. So later, I have my whiskey already prepped and ready, sitting next to me because I can anticipate I'm going to need it here in a little while. However, I'm going to start with what somebody left at my house a little while ago called an uncommon stout from the Bent River Brewing Company. It is a dark, medium bodied ale full of rich coffee and roasted barley tones. It's got oatmeal flavor in it. It's actually quite tasty. I'm surprised I even like it. But it's probably the only craft beer I've enjoyed ever, other than what was it
Blood.
I had when last time we went out?
Is that Blood and Honey?
Yeah, I had Blood and Honey, the Velvet Hammer one.
Ooh, yeah, okay, Velvet Hammer and Blood and Honey. So yeah, who
Those are
doesn't
good.
like a good Velvet Hammer and or a Blood and Honey?
Exactly. So, but this is fairly good. I think it'll definitely get the palate nice and prepped for the whiskey, which I haven't had hard liquor in a long ass time, but I'm kind of off the wagon today on everything. So F it. Um, Before we get into the meat of what we discussed, I do want to ask you, how is Batman going? I know the last time we talked about Batman and Assassin's Creed and all that other stuff. So how's Batman going?
Batman's going good, man. I'm digging the hell out of it. The story is getting really interesting. I'm going to try to be spoiler free in the things that I'm about to talk about because I live with someone that wants to eventually play through the series like I have, which I recently looked into it. I don't know if it was during our last podcast when I did this, or if it was during that other podcast I do with the Super Barley Brothers. But shit, my brain just farted. Early June, I started in on Batman Arkham Origins and have basically played all the way up through, and I think I'm now halfway or past halfway mark in the story in Arkham Knight. I'm having a really good time with it. I'm liking it. I wish it would quit fucking raining in that game. I really do.
It's
Uh,
Gotham City.
it didn't rain in any of the other ones.
It snowed in one of them.
Yeah, in one of them. In the other two, it did not.
You were inside. Well, no, in City you ran around, but in City it was honestly I think of different seasons is how the entire series is played through.
Well, yeah,
It's all
because
night, so it doesn't matter.
Origins was Christmas. Night is Halloween. I don't think there was any specific holiday that was tied to any of the other ones.
No, our asylum was inside of a building, so it didn't matter. You had to cross the courtyard, but it would rain every
Primarily.
now. It would rain every now and again, but not often. And then in City, I would catch it raining a little bit, but it was like I could count 5 times maybe.
Yeah, but in Night, it is raining all the damn time. I mean, I know it looks pretty, but please, for the love of God, the Batmobile is hard enough to drive. I don't need wet surfaces, okay?
It's raining tears of justice.
Get the fuck out, dude. I'm done. Get out of here. Tears of justice.
Man, you were already on it tonight. So, okay. Well, I was hoping we'd get a couple more people on here before we
Where's the
started
view?
really getting into it, but I guess they can pop in later because this is probably going to go on for a while. So, I'll actually, since you kicked off the last one, the last argument we had with the great debate with season passes and downloadable content and all that stuff, I'll go ahead and kick this one off. Destiny. Everybody's
Sucks.
loved and loved to hate game Destiny. We have now officially started year 2 with the release of the 17 gigabyte. If you're on an Xbox One, I think it was 20 gigabytes on PlayStation 4. Uh, with that patch rolling out Tuesday, it's interesting. I saw Twitter blowing up about it taking forever in the middle of the day for people with awesome internet connections to have to download. It was taking them hours and hours to even get to halfway. And I had to let mine run overnight, but I didn't feel like I was missing anything waiting until Wednesday to jump in and kind of test out the new interface and everything. I've been following the updates that come out and watching some of the Twitch reveals and things of that nature, just kind of get a glimpse of, okay, what is it that they're about to release to us that I've already paid for that I'm waiting on somebody else to get. And a bunch of other people that I know to get because they're kind of like, I don't really know. Because, like a lot of people, including you and including me for a little while, a lot of people tend to feel burned by this game because of the hype that it had before it came out. It was coming from Bungie, had a big Halo hype behind it. Everybody was gung ho about it. We jumped into it, and then you and I were tearing into the game for months, and then the grind started to truly feel like a grind. It was so repetitive, and the new things they were bringing out were all Crucible. Not many PVE related items were actually coming out. It was nothing but come in, do a nightfall, okay, do a strike, do this, or I do some patrols, okay, we call it good, and we do that 2-3 days a week. Um, I took about 4 months off in year one to play other games. I was doing Unity, I was doing Batman, we were doing our Devil May Cry races. Um, I was doing a whole bunch of other stuff other than playing Destiny. But recently, over the past month or so, I started to get back into it because I knew year two was coming. I started seeing all the reveals. The story for The Taken King, for those of you who don't know, if you don't know, you live under a rock and must have no internet, and you must have just gotten internet.
Or you just
Um,
don't fucking care.
well, you don't care and you know what the damn baseline story is for The Taken King. Oryx, Crota's dad. Crota is the raid boss from the first expansion, The Dark Below. Um, he's all pissed off that you done killed his son, so he's coming for vengeance. That's essentially it. They send all the Guardians to the Rings of Saturn to go into his ship called the Dreadnought and go run around and find a whole bunch of loot and kill him and kill his army of what is called the Taken, which is essentially every enemy you've ever faced in Destiny morphed a little bit with additional powers.
Okay,
Um,
let's just call it what it is. It's a palette swap. That's all it
I
is.
agree. I agree. They didn't do a lot of creativity with the enemies from what I've seen. What they have done is, in my opinion, expanded on other aspects that I really enjoy. So instead of it just being a come in, do a bounty grind, do a strike grind, and roll on from there, it is they've added in questing. And I've checked it out this week. They've got some of the quests up for each class and for each subclass to prep you for what you're going to start experiencing next week. And from what I've seen, I mean, you can roll different quests for each subclass, which are essentially what used to be bounties specifically for a hunter, a titan, and a warlock. And for those individual subclasses, they added those separately. And you get specific upgrades for that that they identify at the end of the quest. You're not on a random number generator for everything. You actually have an end game for what you can get. You don't have to keep everything with you or in the vault at all times. They doubled all the vault space, which was a big cry from a lot of people in the community. But you can delete all your exotics that you found, and you can just go repurchase, essentially, not with real money, obviously, whatever in-game currency you get and accumulate throughout the time that you spend playing it. But I can go delete half of my exotic weapons if I want to and go pick them back up again if I feel like it.
Wait, okay, okay. So what you're telling me is, let's just use Spike for example. If you wanted to, you could delete Spike and then go to someone and buy it from them.
Not someone, you go to a kiosk. So right where all the vanguards are, right
Uh-huh.
there in the tower, they have the exotic kiosks sitting there on the wall, which are hilarious to me because they look like giant fucking iPads on the wall.
Okay. Now,
And yeah,
but why would you delete it and then buy it back after you went through all that trouble to get it? Is it already full max leveled? Is there any difference to it?
I'm not sure if you buy it back if you have to re-level it. All the exotics I had before, even if they weren't completely leveled, because I just got a few of them recently, are now completely maxed out as far as I don't have to get any more experience to get to the end of the tier. I do have to get the materials, weapon materials or armor materials if it's an armor piece and it's not maxed yet. Um, I do have to get those materials to finish through the tier, but I don't have to go and grind out more experience to get there. That's already done for me. I had one exotic bounty that I had to get um, for the Prison of Elders. I got the Elder Cipher, which I was shooting for a shotgun out of it, and I still had a lot of grinding left to do on that. I logged on Wednesday, and it was done. I just had to go pick it up. I never even had to do it. They completed everything for everybody that had yet to be completed for year one on the update.
Oh, okay. So then, are we talking about like other quests or bounties or shit that I had sitting in my inventory? Now those have been completed, and I don't have to worry about them.
The bounties, not necessarily. Now, if it's an exotic bounty, yes, that's done. But if it's a regular Vanguard bounty or a Crucible bounty, from what I guess, you still have to do that. I completed all mine before, on all my characters before the flip over, so I didn't get to experience if it actually took one that was maybe halfway completed on an experience bounty and then completed it for you. Um, I do like as a part of the interface, and I wish I actually had it up on my Xbox. I'd share my screen, but on the part of the interface, you don't have to. You remember when we would do 5 or 6 bounties in one night, and we'd have to go back to the tower and turn them in and do all that shit.
Yep. 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 Yep.
You don't have to do that anymore. You're running around the moon, you're doing patrols, you finish the patrols, and you're going to go do something else. While you're doing that, you just go into your questing and bounty menu and you complete it from your menu. You no longer have to go turn it in. That's a menial thing, but I think it's a little bit of a time saver when it comes to loading times and going to one area and coming back out and going to another and coming back out and going back and going back.
Can you
That's
can you acquire new bounties that way, or is it only a way to turn them in that way?
right now that's the only way to turn them in. You can still only get bounties in two places, being the tower and the reef. However, I honestly see that being the next fix that they put into place, is being able to grab Vanguard bounties from wherever you are, or throwing a kiosk almost or something into each normal area of the universe that you're in. So if you want to do patrols on the moon, maybe have a kiosk on the moon where you just recycle the 6 bounty patrols there all the time. You don't have to always go to the tower to pick them up. You can pick them up from a separate location. But even so, I think being able to complete them at one point and not having to go turn them in and just marking them as complete, you can be middle of a mission and switch levels or bump the stats on something just because you completed a bounty right then, and being able to upgrade it and then help you get through a mission that much faster.
Interesting concept. I have to see it in actual, like, I would have to like play with it
Experience.
for, yeah, yeah, for lack of a better term.
No, I definitely think that even if you are not going to buy right away, buy the Taken King and get that year 2 expansion, I think that it's worth doing the patch for the update, seeing what the interface looks like, trolling around the world, running some of the old stuff. I mean, you personally still haven't done any raids, and I've got a crew ready to do raids at any given point.
Yeah, I watched you guys throw that one kid off the cliff. Okay, I know that shit's waiting for me.
And they're most of the guys that I play with are pretty chill about it. So, but honestly, while my overall feelings about the game have been mixed, I've always said that I've been committed to the series from day one. And while that may be my big argument on like DLCs and season passes and shit like that, for this game, I have high hopes for the Taken King and what they've revealed. They have this thing called the Court of Oryx that they did on their last Twitch reveal, which is essentially user spawned public events. So instead of you hanging out and just sitting around like we are right now, waiting on the moon for a fucking public event to spawn so you can get some shit, you go into an area, you pick up one thing, it spawns a public event, and you're running through killing shit, and you get a chest full of loot at the end of it. And my favorite thing, which I posted on my Facebook, there's a photo of it, and I think it's probably on my Twitter as well, is the new heavy exotic sword that everybody can get. Now you can't, from what I hear, you're not going to be able to buy it. So like everything in Destiny where you could buy something from Xur at some point or another when he cycles through over the weekend, you won't be able to buy this one weapon from Xur, I think, ever. I think you have to, I don't know how you have to get it at this point. I haven't checked into it, but it is something you have to be able to unlock.
Yeah, yeah, it's up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, select, start.
Yeah, you might be able to get Hassan to probably get that off the first try. Me, of course, because I suck at those combinations. I'm not going to be able to pull it off.
Dude, you didn't play Contra on the original NES?
It was so long ago, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So
Jeez.
probably no.
Well, that's the 30-man code, so
Oh.
that's all I'm getting at.
I'll keep that up here in the noggin. So,
Yep.
I mean, what is it? You and I have talked about this. So for everybody here who's going to be watching and maybe watching later, what is it about Destiny that burned you out?
So what really burned me out about Destiny is the fact that you went from being Bungie, who created this universe of Halo, which has the deepest lore, or well, had the deepest lore that I had ever seen in like a first-person shooter that was sci-fi based. Shut up, dude. And so they created a really compelling story. They had hell, it had me to the point where I was going out to buy books to voluntarily read, other side stories that could have possibly been taking place with the main characters. But then you've got Destiny, which has, I want to say, next to no fucking story. Oh, excuse me, at all. Just rip it. There you go. You get close to the microphone. I want to hear the cork pop. Oh, yeah. Uh, so it has next to no story, but yet it was in
That's a
development.
lie, by the way. But I understand what you're saying, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'll wait. I'll
You
wait.
gonna let me? You can't finish? Can't finish? Um, it has like next to no story. With as long as it was in development, there should have at least been something a little deeper. And what was there was a very small offering as far as the story is concerned, unless we're going to talk about the grimoire cards, because then we're talking about deep, impactful lore that you have to go to away from the game system to a computer to go to the website to log it underneath your name to be able to look it up to read the cards that you get while in the game.
Or you could just look at it on your phone.
Look, man, not all of us have the money, okay? Some of us have flip phones, okay? You can't just be all like, you can't do it on your phone. No,
You don't
no,
have a flip phone anymore.
not anymore. Tuesday, I got this thing. Yeah, whatever the hell this thing is. I don't know. It
No,
yells at
so
me.
I will agree with you on the point that from base vanilla gameplay story, year one, it didn't exist. It was run, shoot, kill, Dinklebot hack something,
Repeat.
shoot, kill, Dinklebot hack something on a different planet, and then do it again, and then the game's done.
Yeah.
You know, I will agree with that every day because it is indisputable fact. Now, I've actually taken a little bit of time recently, because I've had some time, to run through some of the lore on the website and go through my grimoire cards. Like, I read the whole story on Thorn, and that story alone is a pretty serious story if you read through it. It's about one guardian who goes from having a badass thing, having a badass pistol, is essentially a rose, but every rose has its thorn, and this guy goes ultra evil. He
Oh,
basically goes. I know that was a bad fucking.
God.
You can blame Bungie on that. It was horrible, but um, but essentially the guy fucking goes Star Wars and goes from the light side to the dark. He goes Anakin, and but it was really good story reading through it. I think I wish that they would put that type of stuff into the bounty.
You know what? You know what's really funny is that it may not have been Bungie that did this exactly, but it has been done before, at least shown to be a good workaround for certain things that that could easily work. Like, and I'm going to go back to Halo as an example. Halo has that Waypoint or the Halo channel on Xbox
Right.
360 and Xbox
Mm-hmm.
One.
And Waypoint, yeah.
Yeah. So here's what you do: you make small motion comics. Doesn't take all that much to make. Someone did a whole bunch of it to some of the stories out of one of the Halo Essentials short story stuff. There's a bunch of those out there. So then you create something like that. I don't know, call it Destiny Fuckhole or Glory Hole or Legend Fuckface or something along those lines. And every time you want to activate one of those Grimoire cards, yes, you have to do it from being in the tower or the reef, somewhere safe, pseudo safe. And you could go into your inventory and click on it and say, I want to see the little story for this, and it transfers you out of the game into that app, and then it plays that little thing for you. That's interesting. In today's day and age, most video game players don't want to fucking read shit. That's why there's voice acting in everything nowadays. That's why people don't want to play the old school Final Fantasies.
I'll, I'll agree with that. I honestly wish that they would do even. I mean, so Darksiders did legitimate comic books through Dark Horse, up and through the second game. But yeah, no, I would agree with you know, almost like still motion comics, just running through that, or hell, if they did, I don't know, legitimate cutscenes every time you completed an exotic bounty, and they gave you the history of how that exotic piece of gear came into play. I think that would bring a lot of legitimate meat to the game
Yeah, a little bit
as
more
far as
world building.
content is concerned. But I think, and what I see in Destiny is a transformation happening not only in the community but also in the development of the game. I think, what I think is a part of the development team still really wants to keep it a FPS style game, and on a base core level, it will always be that. But I think with the advent of questing, of having legitimate end of quest rewards versus random number Jesus, um, and yeah, yeah,
Random number Jesus.
at the mercy of RN Jesus, man. Um, so
I haven't heard that
now I
since like
lost where
games
I was
done.
going.
I haven't heard that since summer games done quick.
Oh, I need a fucking see. I've already moved to whiskey because of this shit.
And we haven't even started yelling at each other yet.
No, not yet, but we're about to.
Oh yeah.
Um, hold on, I got somebody asking me where this damn thing is. Um, click the link on.
Tell them it's at their mom house, Trebek.
Okay. So, I think I see. I forgot where I was going. Okay, no questing. So at the end of it, though, you'll get not just at the beginning set of quests, you'll get an armor upgrade or a legendary weapon upgrade, whatever it is. Um, but then on the future quests that you get that are legitimate story quests for year two, you're going to get this one piece of gear, or you're going to get a legendary chest piece, you're going to get this piece of gear, you're going to get that. It's getting more specific, and it's drilling down a little bit more. That's what I like. And
Yeah, that way I don't end up with the pit and you're still grinding out in this one area trying to get it.
yeah,
Yeah. Cheers to that.
what's really funny is there's a I actually just did Nightfall on my Warlock before we even, because they still have it set. One thing they're changing is that there's a traditional ritual for those of us who have played the game since day one and have been so into it that we've just kept doing it. The reason I still played was for a social aspect. I've got probably 15 people that I play with consistently, um, and that's why I still like it. That's why the grind doesn't get to me, is because it's just hanging out, talking with your boys, shooting shit, and it's a lot more fun doing it on Destiny, in my opinion, than doing it on fucking Call of Duty.
Oh, I give you that. I will give you that in a heartbeat. Something cooperative where you're not going to start yelling at somebody else because some 13-year-old teabagged and then screamed out how much he had sex with your mother. Yes, I agree. That it's way more fun in that.
And it doesn't even do that in PvP in the Crucible, because it's still fire team based chat. I do think that they should have a lobby chat feature, in my opinion, that you could turn on and turn off. I think that would be nice just for a social thing, but they're a big deal on getting people into a team and having the team be cohesive. A couple of things that they are changing with regards to strikes and other end game content. Nightfalls, instead of it being where you have three characters, if you do have three characters and you want to run a Nightfall on all three characters to max out your loot, you don't do that anymore. You run it on one character, and that's it. It's account based. It doesn't base it per character. The weekly heroic strike, instead of it being just the same strike, it goes into a heroic Vanguard strike playlist. It randomizes a strike on a heroic setting with the normal heroic rewards. So instead of it being you being stuck with Omnigul, which is the longest fucking strike, it takes forever. It happens to be this week's. I hate that one. You could very easily roll the Cerberus Base Strike on Mars, which is very quick, or Fogoth on the Moon, which is Nightfall this week, and I've been able to get it done in 10 minutes each time I've done it.
Wait, Fogoff, is that the one with the big dude that's in the center of the room that's chained to the floor?
Yeah, that's the big ogre dude. That's almost like a failed spawn of Crota, is what he's supposed to be.
Hmm.
He's like the inbred version, I guess. I don't know.
The Hills Have Eyes version?
One eye that shoots giant.
the Hills Have a eye?
So, but I do like that piece of it. They are also adding in a lot of people who do this thing for Crucible. I know that one of your Super Brawly Brothers guys, Scott, really loves Crucible. He'll like the fact that PvP will have Nightfall level rewards available. You can do a certain level of stuff in PvP throughout the week, and once you get to a specific tier of it, almost like Trials of Osiris, you crack open the Nightfall thing, and it's supposed to be able to be done by everybody. You don't have to be just a super badass like you have to do in Trials of Osiris to get the gear. In Trials of Osiris, you got to go flawless for 9 rounds and not lose. You got to go 9-0 to be able to get to the damn lighthouse to get the badass gear. And I'm not good at PvP Destiny. I will admit it. I suck the big one in that section. So.
Which that section is between my legs, for those of you. But chow. That's the big one. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. So, but there's that. The raids are, I think you're always going to be able to go back and play the raids. But as far as the additional end game content, you can't access end game stuff for the Taken King without beating the Taken King. So that's the whole thing. They want you, if you're going to buy it, they want you to play through it, experience the story, finish the story, and call it what it is. So I'm going to see if anybody in the chat, I haven't even looked at the chat in a little while, so let me see what's going on in the chat. Okay, so let's see here. Looks like Spomantha has popped up with the zing, zing, zing. Oh, that must when I said something about him being a basic white girl. Dingle, 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 dongle, dingle, zing. So, yeah, that's essentially it. But honestly, I mean, I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. I'm really, really going to enjoy what this is going to look like. I think I should freaking turn on my Xbox and share that screen with you guys through another program I have, just so you can see what it looks like. But I think it's worth it and if you're thinking about getting into Destiny now, I think now is the time to do it. Get whatever Legendary Edition they're coming out with, that $60 that gets you the whole damn thing, and you can run through the vanilla game. You can start in at level 25 and run through. You can run through with me and anybody that I play with. We'll vault you to wherever you need to be.
Just don't say carry through, because that is the worst fucking statement you ever used to say.
Not even that. While you had stepped away for a second, what I was telling people is that if you're thinking about getting Destiny and you have never gotten it or played it before, now is the time to get it, because you can jump in, go pay, and I will agree with everybody when they say the way that they price this shit out is horrible. The $60 vanilla double expansion and the Taken King bundle is bullshit, in my opinion. I think day oneers should be able to get this specific expansion for $20, if that, just because of the fact that we've been around since day one. So nobody is going to get into Destiny. I don't know. There's a couple people I know who are just now starting to get into it because, they wanted to wait and see what happened coming up on the second year. Bungie has set this thing up for a 10-year. It's supposed to be a 10-year enterprise. I don't see it going 10 years. I see it going 5 and then it fizzling out. That's
well, see, now here's another part of my argument that I really want to get into is that it's not up to Bungie for it to fizzle out after fucking 5 years. Activision is going to be on their ass to have something for that 10-year cycle. These are... Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Is these are the Call of Duty publishers. They're going to be inside of Bungie's ass going, guess what? It's so we're looking at September. What do you got? What's the next Comet? Comet, I guess is what it's called. What's the plan for the next release? 2 expansions that are going to come out, or the next full release? And that's the other thing that gets to me about Destiny. Is early on they were stating that it's not to be viewed as an MMO, but now we're starting into year 2 and it's very clearly an MMO. It's just like, what was that one called, Planetscape? Or it's just a bunch of shit that you do over and over and over again. It's the same fucking thing. It's just the cookie cutter shit over and over again. As we kind of covered earlier, every planet that you went to, playing through the main story of Vanilla, is you had to go to the planet, you had to unlock the thing to get your Sparrow to work, then you were free to do whatever you wanted every single fucking time. There wasn't even one starting mission on a planet that was unique or different. I mean, the only one that was unique and different was the first mission, which was get up and move your ass. But
run, bitch, run.
Yeah. Here's a broken ass gun. Defend yourself.
Right. No, and I've always said I'll agree with that. the way that they originally released this game was not smart. And everybody knows that when you're playing through this game vanilla from the first one, before the expansions, before Dark Below and House of Wolves, the Dark Below point was already originally embedded in the game, and it was ripped out because when you run through on one strike, on the Sepkus Prime strike, on the very first strike on Earth, that little spot that we all like to go down and hide in, just because it makes it easy to get through that one area. That's the spot where you go through on the very first Dark Below mission. So the fact that that was already in the game and it just needed to be unlocked, that was everybody's original gripe with why this game started out the way it did. And that was all because of the publishing. I get that. What I'm saying now is for this version, I really think this is going to be worth it because of all the additional stuff they're adding into it. And I don't know what they're going to do for any expansions over the next year. I don't even, if anything, they need to do at least one that's got a good amount of legitimate content. I don't know what they would charge for it. I would hope not more than maybe $5 or $10, just because of what they're charging for the entire $40 year two thing that they're doing. But I really think this story is going to be good. I hope it is anyway. If it's not, my review at the end of this shit when I start streaming it next week is going to be very thoroughly angry and rage induced.
You know what? I might watch that stream just to see if you reach the end of it by the end of your stream, like you did with the Dark Below.
What like I did with Dark Below and House of Wolves?
Yeah. Well, I think I was in the House of Wolves one because
You
I
did
think
House of Wolves with me, and that one actually took 2 days because there was an additional 2 missions that popped up at the end of it before we could get into Prison of Elders.
Mhm.
But I really like the Prison of Elders. It is a horde mode type thing, but I think that's fun. It's honestly it's like playing mini raids, in my opinion. You're running fire teams of 3 through difficult varying levels of difficulty to the prisons, and you get good rewards.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna slap your face. The mini raids are called strikes.
No,
Whatever.
the
Those
Prison of
are,
Elders, those. I mean, you could consider them strikes. The thing is that they're additional rounds. So you go do the level 28. That one's a bullshit thing. That's easy. That one's still in matchmaking. That's like doing a freaking weekly heroic strike. I'll agree with that. But if you go to fight Skolas, the level 35, that's like doing a condensed raid. You're running through. You got 4 rounds. Inside of those 4 rounds, you run through different areas to kill either Hive, Vex, Cabal, or Fallen, and it rotates through. You have one boss for the level, and then you have to fight Skolas after that. And you still have to communicate like you do in a raid. You have to run around, and like for Skolas specifically, he starts taking your light essence, or at least has you marked for a while. You have to rotate that through all through players, otherwise you die. Um, there's still a certain level of communication that you have that you would have to have in a raid. And I think that is one of the best parts about the game.
so now, because you've been going on sucking their dick for just a little too long, I'm going to go ahead and interject, and I'm going to go ahead and throw the hate. I'm going to throw, did you grab your flame shield? Because here it comes. So, one of the things that they wanted to kind of appear as when they were making these, don't cover your face. I'm going to put my balls against this camera. One of the things that they wanted to, I just had a mental image of me putting my balls up against this camera. It's not pretty, people. One of the things they wanted to be attributed to were like Borderlands or Diablo, things along those lines. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Diablo did not have a really interesting story. In fact, it's one of those things that we just play through and skip. It is more, the play is fun. The gameplay is fun. The quickly acquiring of loot, that is fun. You could play it for 10 minutes and all of a sudden you're overburdened and you need to go back to town and sell some shit. In Destiny, it plays really good. It is very precise when it comes to the shooting, and no one wants that image. It's very, very precise and things along those lines. I love the shooting. The gameplay is fine. It's on point. I fucking love it. But the amount of shit dropping in that is just, hold on, wait, what? Yes.
Ian is so ball and dick oriented today.
Yes. Wait, no. So God damn it, as I was saying, in Destiny, it takes forever to get anything, and then once you start getting what you think is good stuff, that's all you get for a good 10 hours, and then you start getting the purple stuff. Don't even get me started on the fucking Cryptarch, okay? I'm fucking done with that asshole. That motherfucker is like a pedophile in a van in any fucking video game or any.
His Twitter account? Have you seen his Twitter account?
Yeah, no, I follow his Twitter account. It's kind of dropped off in the last few months, but his shit, like, right from the beginning, his shit was fucking hilarious. But now Borderlands, if you want to accrue it to Borderlands, it's Borderlands did have a story, which, you know, after you played through it once or twice, it didn't matter. You're just going through the motions again, but it is a 20, 40, 60 hour long going through the motions. So you're not doing that mission 5 times in one night. And unless you were trying to get one of their exotics or legendaries, whatever the hell you want to call it. I can't even remember what it was. There was this shield, the Bumblebee shield, I think is what it was called. Maybe that was the shotgun. I can't remember. One guy had it. One guy would spawn with it, and he had a certain percentage of it. So, of course, you would go through with your crew, and everybody you'd replay that one mission over and over again to get that one item, which is very similar to everything you do in Destiny. Play it over and over and over again to maybe possibly get that one item.
Which is what they should be fixing with the Taken King. Like I've said before, there are legitimate end of quest rewards that you're going to be getting that aren't just grinding to get one thing. You know, you actually have something at the end of a mission that you know you're going to get, and not just, I'm going to do this Nightfall and hope this week that I get this gun. Nope. Time to wait till next week or do it on my other character. I'll admit, I want Fatebringer. I still don't have Fatebringer, and the only way to get it is in a couple of different spots in Vault of Glass. So for the last 3 weeks, I have been grinding Vault of Glass on 3 characters to try and get it. And I've gotten almost every other Vault of Glass piece of gear and raid weapon twice, except that one. So that is a gripe that I have, but at this point, I no longer give a damn, because the new shit that's going to be coming out is supposed to be so much better than all of that. And a lot of it is hype. I'm sure a lot of it is going to be straight hype, and some of it's probably going to suck. But you have to take that with every game that you ever play. There are going to be aspects about it that suck. Again, the big thing about this game is the social aspect.
I just saw this from Jamie. I don't want my own balls in my head.
You gotta kind of let him be. I've known him for like way too long, about 15 years. So
balls in your head. Cheers to you. Well, see, now here's the other thing that Diablo and Borderlands have on top of Destiny, and I realize they don't allow this because they're afraid of saturation. If I'm in one of these games and I pick up an item that I don't fucking need or I already have, I could drop it on the ground and anyone in the close vicinity can pick it up. There you go. I mean, yes, okay, I understand that you should have to dismantle it because you need a particular part to work something up. But let's say if I had been grinding Vault of Glass with you for 3 or 4 run-throughs, and you ended up with 2, 3, let's say 4 Gjallarhorns, and I didn't get a single fucking one, ever.
I actually have had 3 Gjallarhorns at one point with only 1 character.
Why do you think I'm mentioning this? So let's just say that we've been doing that, or like the pit thing. Like, I really didn't fucking care that I had the pit. The only reason why I used it was to kind of goad at you. If I had gotten it and I had the ability to go, well, fuck it, here, take it, just give me the next one you get, then I would have done that. But you can't do that in this game because they don't want to saturate the market. It's not like you have a way to sell the guns or anything along those lines. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to share items between friends, period.
The counter argument to that is that it would break the economy of the game, the way everything else works within it. Now, originally, 6 months, a year ago, I would have agreed with you, and you know I did, where it was, I would like to be able to trade with people on my friends list even. So you put a limiter on it. You don't just be like, I'm going to drop this bitch off on the tower and let any of these 16 people run by and pick it up. No, trade with your friends, because there are friends of mine who've got 3 Fate Bringers and have just dismantled 2 of them because they only need the one. So I would have loved to have been able to say, hey, send that shit my way. Put it in the postmaster, who I think the postmaster is the stupidest thing on the planet, and I'm just going to say it because the only thing the postmaster does is take Vanguard and Crucible and Cryptarch reputation rollovers and give you a special package, which you could get from the special delivery chick, who they turned into a kiosk because she was worthless. And then they give you lost items. You can't actually send anything in the postmaster.
Yeah, and people wonder why the U.S. Post Office is going to the shitter. It's because in the future they don't even use it.
They turn it into a robot that is worthless. Why? So, I mean, again, there's aspects about this game that I don't like. There's always going to be. There's shit that I'm going to be able to jump into a flame war with anybody at Destiny at any given point, because there's tons of stuff that I think is stupid. And there's tons of stuff you just say, well, it's Destiny. That's how it goes.
But that's not cool at all. I mean, you dive into this expecting a certain amount of polish, of story, of world building, and you don't get that. You spend $60 for a new IP, you get, what is it, 16 hours of content, and at the end of it, you don't even get a purple gun. The chick gives you a blue gun. So that's not cool either. Because by the time you reach that point in the game, you're not using blue shit anymore. You've probably gotten one purple item, and that gun is useless. And who the fuck is that? At all. She shows up like 2 or 3 times in the main story and is fucking gone.
She's supposed to make you intrigued and want to play more and find out who she is. No, I agree. There's a lack of story content within the game itself, which is why I think for this next year, and honestly, I don't even think it's going to take a year. I give it till Christmas before the story portion is way overplayed out on what is available in this upcoming thing. I don't even know what the rest of the end game stuff is going to be. They don't even release the raid until 3 days after this thing is done. It comes out next Friday. You got to wait until Friday to do the damn raid, because most people, what they'll do is they'll try to blow through the story on day 1. And I think the only way you do that is if you start in the morning, you take the day off from work, and you run through it, and that's it. And you have to spend probably the entire day, if not maybe 2, running it if they do it right. Betting on the fact that it might be done a little bit poorly, if you can do it in one day, I'm going to be mad. I'll just say it. So, but I really think that it'll take a couple of days to get to the story. By that time, my crew will run through the raid. I'm really hoping the raid's going to be cool, because the preview they showed for the Twitch people who were watching that day, they haven't released it to anybody else. You might see some YouTube videos of it for people who were recording the Twitch reveal, but they cut off their Twitch, or they cut off their broadcast for what they were going to put on YouTube and put in the weekly update, and then showed parts of the raid. And you've got like what looks to me to be equivalent to like 3 raid bosses in one raid versus just having maybe 1. So I don't know. Honestly, I think it's going to be worth it. Everything I've seen has not made me go, I'm not fucking buying this. It's going to be the same shit as last year.
Well, that's the boat I'm in. I'm not fucking buying it. I mean, literally, they would have to come out and they would have to do exactly what happened with Metal Gear. They would have to actually come out, and a bunch of these fucking review places would have to say, this is fucking Destiny. This is what it should have been. This is a 9.5. 9.5, I might turn around and drop the money on it right away. But I have to see the reviews. I have to have someone that has played it with a critical eye run through it, because diving into it the way that I did from day 1, like, I don't even know if you were a day 1 or if you came in, okay. But it's diving into it day 1 and then realizing, like, and I know I keep going backwards. You're going forwards and I'm going backwards, but that's the whole part of this is I'm burned because X, you're hyped because Y. The beta for Destiny was all the stuff that was on the Earth. Like, almost everything that was on the Earth was the beta. And
I only had 1 day of the beta. I wish I had spent more time on it. I missed it entirely. I got like 3 hours.
See, I had it for a few days. I jumped into it, and I think me and Steadius got through the entirety of that beta within I want to say less than an 8-hour play session, and then it just all you had was the strike with the big stupid floating fucking eyeball thing at the end. That's it. That's the only thing that you could do over and over again. I think eventually they opened up 2 Crucible maps for you to test out, but that was it. So by the end of the beta, I was fucking bored, but I was hyped because I was like, if this is just the beta, that's got to be like, I don't know, 5% of what the full game's going to be, when in all seriousness, that was almost 50% of the fucking game.
I can appreciate that. I can. Again, okay, and we're going to bring, for a very split second, we're going to bring something in here that's going to be hilarious, because I think we've probably capped what both of our opinions are on Destiny, and we're waiting for people to chime in, and the 2 people that are in here haven't even played it. We're going to bring in a different game for just a second, because you've been so burned on Destiny. The game that I got burned on was Evolve, which for the last weekend was completely free. And now their ultimate legendary I'm a badass fucking pack of the game was $25 fucking dollars. I spent $90 on that bundle, and I played the game 4 times.
Yeah.
Fuck Evolve.
I actually was considering picking it up so that we could have something to play together that we both hated. But that would be a waste of $25, and we'd probably play it twice. And I've done that.
Picked it up on the free, and I would have played it with you, because I would have just re-downloaded it.
Well, and it was only free. Well, and Little Man was here, and I had all sorts of other bullshit going on this weekend that I'm not going to go into, to the point where I didn't want to play video games. It was like late Sunday before I even touched a video game, and that was like the last time I touched one was Tuesday night of last week. So, even if I had downloaded it, the gumption would not have been there. But I do find it funny that you have been burned by one. I find it fucking hilarious that it was that one, because that one was under such hate and fire because of all of its weird DLC bullshit. And
it was $90 for the damn bundle, and you get a couple of extra items to use. But everything else, all the other skins are still $1 here, $2 here. They went Activision Call of Duty with the extra skins and shit, and then they went. I can't even compare it to anything else. They just got stupid. And some of the people that have played were like, "Yeah, man, this is fun." Blah blah blah. It's because they're playing with a crew. Again, that seems like a social game, but it wasn't worth it to me. That was quite possibly the worst $90 I've ever spent in my life, and I spent a day and a half in Australia getting wasted.
What the fuck does that have to do with $90 on a video game?
I don't know.
What's yours, motherfucker? Did that ice sphere crack in half? Is that what I'm seeing?
It's almost melted. I probably need to go get me another one here in a second.
Okay. But I mean, the only other game that I could really attribute the weird Destiny downfall to would be, damn, I don't even think I've got anything that I could attribute it to be honest with you. There wasn't anything that really came out at any point that I was like super duper hyped for that burned me severely. I'm seriously trying to think if there was something. I mean, there was plenty of stuff that I started looking into buying like years ago. There was Lollipop Chainsaw on the Xbox 360. I actually considered picking that up, and then looked at the reviews for it, and they said that it was mediocre. If you haven't seen Fury Road, you guys should really check that out. And it was mediocre and very repetitive. So of course I didn't pick it up. Now, Destiny was one of those ones that I'm going to jump right on the bandwagon and be like, I'm cool with the cool kids. We're gonna play this too. Put the damn ice cube in the cup, and we're gonna jump into it with everybody else. I'm gonna be part of that conversation. But it was, yeah. So that's, yeah. I don't have anything similar to Destiny that burned me. Not like you do with your Evolve bullshit. Although I did.
No, I'm just no. More whiskey. It's coming right here. Yep.
What was it? I bought Rise for $40.
Was that worth it? I thought about getting that at one point.
For $40, it was not worth it. But since I had nothing at the time on the Xbox One, at the time it was worth it. You want to play it now, I'll lend it to you gladly. But it's basically it's a Batman ripoff with God of War style stuff thrown into it as well. But
I mean, it sounds like it'll be fun just off of that because I enjoyed Batman. I enjoyed God of War when it was out, and I had a PlayStation. I mean, hell, I was surprised we still had the damn PlayStation 2 that we had the other night, and I'm gonna probably find a couple of PS2 games to throw up one night on the big screen. Damn it, I left my phone on the table. Sorry if you heard that, everybody.
no, didn't hear it at all. Because I was blabbering.
Oh, good. We're about to get another viewer here in a second.
Yay!
Yay! This one is not as successful as the other one. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, and I'll probably edit this part out. But I don't know, man. I mean, you and I are so polar opposite on so many different things. It's hilarious to me that we're still friends. But as far as I really want, and what I would recommend is before, even afterwards, even after Taken King comes out, so at some point, I know you're working on Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Take a day, turn the Xbox on before you leave, get the update done. Let's roll through and do some stuff that night. I'll even see if I can't get you into an original raid because you're already, what, a level 33?
No, 30, I think is what you advised me of last time. I thought I was a 32. You know what? Give me a second, and I can look it up on my handy-dandy flip phone and see exactly where I am as far as levels are concerned.
While you do that, I actually had my Warlock. It's interesting to jump back to something that you brought up, which was, grind out or share and stuff when you had the Husk of the Pit and you would have given it to me. I received off of 2 engrams that I bought from Xur. I received the Ram's Head, which is an exotic Warlock helmet that looks like a ram's skull. And my friend Brant Reiner, he spent 1,000 motes of light or more on buying exotic engrams to be able to get that, and he still didn't get it. I got it off of 2. I created a Warlock just to be able to wear that since I couldn't give it to him because I was going to throw it in his face, and that's what I did. So I got that guy to 30 before the update changed, and now instead of it being level 20, light level 30 or 34, whatever it is, it's your base level can get up to 40. Everybody can get there. Your light level is an average of your attack and defense together. So, and this includes, interestingly enough, this includes any class items. So for you as a Titan, it includes your Titan mark. It'll have a specific set of defense. Your ghost has a specific set of defense as well, and you can get different ghosts that have different voices in the game, which that is just weird to me, but it is what it is.
Wait, the ghosts have different voices?
Yeah, it's strange. It tripped me out last night. I put a different ghost on for the moon, and I was like, "Whoa, wait a second! This is not the normal ghost voice."
So I am a level 30. No, so I know that they recently patched out Peter Dinklage, took him completely out of the entire game, and they patched in Nolan North to do the ghost. Yeah. So now you're telling me that there's different ghosts for different planets?
Yeah, so I can have a ghost that actually identifies where like helium filaments are on the moon and other things on the moon. And I can have a ghost the same thing on Mars and the same thing on Earth. But it's interesting to me because I can get a ghost that has 170 defense points, and that factors into my light level. My light level on my main hunter is about 168. Typical from what I see with my friends who've been grinding out since day one and don't know that other video games exist, are at 170 or maybe a little bit higher based on the gear that they have. But for me as a hunter, my cape factors into that. Your Titan mark factors into that. Oh, look at you with the pretty long hair.
Shut your fucking mouth and just keep talking.
So I think it's interesting that all of that stuff actually matters now. I like that. And beforehand, your exotic gear, like your exotic face masks,
Yeah, the one that made my face look like a penis. Go on.
yeah, like that won't change colors with your shaders. Now they do, which that's a palette shift, whatever it is, but it's cool. You can delete everything that you've ever had as far as shaders, emblems, exotic pieces, and you can always go buy them back. The new shaders that are coming out look pretty sweet. The Suros shader that I got for being for being one of the year one moments of triumph people. I got a Suros shader for that, and that looks pretty cool. Shut your face! I see you down there in the little corner.
Shut your mouth.
I mean, I don't know. I'm stoked about it. The people I play with are stoked about it. We're also a little bit skeptical as we play through it. We're like, I hope it doesn't do this. I hope it doesn't do that. So while, yeah, you can say, oh, you're sucking their dick, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I'm hyped about what is to come. But at the same time, the downside to that is that my expectations are up here, and they can very easily come way the fuck down here the second that something gets ultimately stupid. So I think as long as people make sure they tune into my stream when I run through it starting next week, they'll hear differing viewpoints as well from people who have played this game every day for a year that aren't me, because I'm going to have my chat running through the stream. So you'll hear I've actually got people to where they've taken the day off of work, but they're not going to play any of it at all until they start streaming with me, so that you can get honest day one reactions from me and the crew that I roll with.
You know what I would find fucking hilarious is they do this big flippity jibbity, and it pisses everybody off that has been playing it for this year, because it's no longer like what it was. But it makes people like me, who left it early because of it not being what we were told it was going to be, it makes them come back. And then they do this weird teeter-totter fucking thing where by like year 8 they finally got it to where everybody's fucking happy with the damn thing.
Could you imagine getting that far down the road on a game system, not system, but on a game series like this, on a franchise, and then starting day one, like say, take Batman for instance, because you started running through Batman. Batman has been out for a couple of years, and yeah, Jaime, you do need to jump on and play, but you're a little bitch, so it's okay.
See, Jaime, this is why I don't play with him at all.
Imagine going through and playing through day one. 8 years down the road, they finally get it to where it is that good teeter-totter from the people like me who've been day one, they go gung-ho, and people like you who left and came back, and we go through this back and forth for a couple of years, and they finally get everybody on an even keel, and then starting day one and running through it and being able to legitimately document the changes of where it went from, hey, this started off great, to this effing sucks, to, hey, this is great, to this is even better, to this really blows. I think being able to see that would be worth it. That alone would be worth it.
Yeah.
Think about what you could do to the gaming industry with that kind of data, though. And this is just the analyst part of me that has always been in the back of my head. If you look at everything from a giant time frame like that, I think it's I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going anymore. The whiskey's starting to take hold.
I don't know. Notice me, senpai. But see,
don't even bring that guy into this.
Well, you said I don't know. It just made me think of it. I was about to say his other line, but I don't want to do that, and then all of a sudden have the 3 people that are in the chat like bail on us. I mean, I can understand sitting back and watching everything, but like with the small change that they did where they went back and they took out Peter Dinklage and they put in Nolan North, it's very easy for them to go back and make it so that the disc version of Destiny that I have is no longer technically the version of Destiny that's available. Like, basically the only reason why I put in the disc is so that it shows that I own the license to be able to play that game. It's going to change so much from now to then. The only way to do what you're talking about is to actually document each first run through of the story or events or however you want to fucking put it.
Or you just have a digital license like me and run through all of it at once.
But what I'm saying is that it's not, year one will not be the same as year one when it was year one. In year three, year one will be adjusted to match year three. So
as
it's
far
not.
as far as like gameplay, graphics, and things of that nature, and maybe overall feel, yes, but the story itself is what I'm talking about.
Right, no. But see, now here's the thing that you're glancing over is shit that you've already pointed out as a benefit to this new thing, like being able to turn in bounties out in the field instead of having to go back. That shit's getting changed for everybody. Anybody that buys like Destiny vanilla, they're going to obviously have a 17 gig update that they'll have to do right after putting in the disc, and it's going to take away the fact that you have to go to the tower to be able to clear out all your bounties and then get the experience that you've already earned. So that's what I'm talking about, is that everything is going to adjust in such a way that year one will eventually look like year three at that point. What's he saying here? What console do you guys prefer to run games on? PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PC? So currently the only system that we run together on is an Xbox One. So that's where we do our Destiny, our damn, what else have we been playing together? Diablo 3.
Devil May Cry.
Well, I mean, technically, you could run that on a PlayStation 4, and I could run it on an Xbox One. But yes, we both have an Xbox One, and that's what we play on. I do have a PC. I view it as being the same generation as a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox 360. So I don't play games that are available on the one on the PC. I only play the games that are backlog, a generation behind. Ah, there we go.
Aha!
Those are the ones that I play on the PC.
Yeah, I still have, then the way my streaming rig is set up, and I need to do a video at some point to show the streaming rig, how I do the chat through that and all that, to put it up there for people. The way my streaming rig is set up, I can actually stream my Xbox 360 as well. So I'll do, every now and again, I may throw up, I need to get back into Assassin's Creed Rogue and actually finish that. I haven't touched that shit in forever, but I need to jump back on that. But Jaime, you know that I'm an Xbox One guy. It's interestingly enough, a friend that Jaime and I actually know is the one who got me into Xbox. He provided an Xbox to me while I was in the Marine Corps, right before I got to my first duty station. And that's really what moved me from PlayStation into Xbox. Somebody gave me an Xbox. I probably would have stuck with PlayStation anything otherwise, and that would have gotten me a lot of exclusive content, because the true gripe that I have about Destiny is that PlayStation gets exclusive content and Xbox gets the leftovers. Year two, Xbox One players get leftover leftover PlayStation 4 year one crap. So the extra strike that they got, we're going to get that. A couple of extra exotics, we're going to get that. That's one of the biggest gripes that I have, is that PlayStation gets the exclusive content for Destiny and we get all the leftovers afterwards. So with that, I have been looking at potentially getting a PS4, not because of Destiny, for some other games. I really do want to play Bloodborne. I heard that's fun. I want to get back into God of War and finally play through that. There's a couple other games on PS4 that I've been looking at as well. So I've been looking at refurbs and doing that stuff. That way I start having a multiple system setup to be able to play different things with different people on. Because I've got friends that play other stuff on PS4 now.
Yeah, and I've been looking at getting a Wii U, but that's only because of my sick, deep fascination with Samus Aran and the Metroid series. Ooh, Samus. And then it goes quiet.
Sorry, there's somebody who's watching us that doesn't have the ability to get into the chat right now because of whatever mobile device problem. So I'm getting messages on my phone, and I'll start reading them out here in a second once I can actually get through them all. So sorry.
Yeah, jeez, okay. So when it comes to, like, let's see, Final Fantasy VII, PlayStation 4, yes. That will not push me to buy a PlayStation 4. Out of me and Ryan, I am the big Final Fantasy fan.
I never played 7.
I loved fucking 7. I never beat it. just because it was a fucking grind and I was trying to get Knights of the Round. And if you've ever played it, that's damn near fucking impossible without a Game Shark. But if you go back and you look at those announcements for the remaster of Final Fantasy VII, they do state that shit, it will be first on PlayStation 4. So that does mean that it will either come to Xbox One eventually, excuse me, or it will quickly come out on PC. As long as I've got a rig that can play it, I'd much rather buy it there, because I have the original disc for Final Fantasy VII. I still have a PlayStation 2 that has backwards compatibility in it. I also have it on the PC, which it runs on my little shitty laptop here. So there's no real reason for me to buy the remaster, although I would like to. But then again, if they do voice acting, it's going to kind of kill it. Because if you go back and look at Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, the voice acting was kind of shitty, in my opinion, on that.
I was really pissed off about that one.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that was well, let's not even talk about Spirit Within. But that was one that I used to download clips for, and I would port them onto the memory stick or memory card or memory gate, whatever the hell you want to call it, on my PSP, so that I could carry around these short, like 5-second clips from Advent Children, which I thought was really fucking cool. But that didn't go very far.
Yeah, I honestly, Jaime, to your point about Final Fantasy VII on the PS4, since I've been looking at getting into a PS4, if I actually get one, then I'll get Final Fantasy VII. Strictly for the point that I never played it, ever. And everybody I know that has been a gamer as long as I have or longer, like Ian, who's old as balls.
Fuck you.
You're only like 2 or 3 years older than me anyway. So I would actually get Final Fantasy VII for it and finally will play it.
See, the thing is, though, is if you play it now, not ever having played it before, I'm very strongly in the belief that you will look at it and be like, this thing is fucking stupid. You guys are fucking idiots. You guys, like, bent over backwards for years to get a remake of this? You guys are fucking morons.
Okay, sorry. All right, so now that I've got my phone up here, I'm going to go ahead and read through a slight conversation I've been having with one of our viewers that's been out of the chat because she can't do anything here. Otherwise, person we know is Steadiest Rhyme, who's one of the mods on both of our Twitches. Her computer is possessed, so she's having the problems here. But let's see here. She'll never buy it. She says it's like the World of Warcraft for consoles. So in like 10 years, it'll be the game that she thinks it should be. And while she sees my point of view, she doesn't agree that the game as it is worth my time and money. You're allowed to have that opinion. That is completely valid. If you don't believe it's worth your time and money, don't buy it. However, this goes on. She stopped looking. I asked her if she had seen any of the new content reveals because there's been plenty of them. Okay? They've been widely promoted for at least the last month at minimum, especially the last 2 weeks where they've been gearing up. She said, I stopped looking after the first 2 rounds of DLC. I was going to type this, but I feel like it should actually be said. If you're going to bitch about this game not being worth your time and money for an additional expansion, but you're not going to even take the time to look at the new content reveals that they've put out over the last 2 weeks, you don't get to have a fucking say-so in whether or not it's worth it. You just don't get to because you haven't actually seen it. Go see the reveals and see if you don't like the content then you can say it's not worth your time and money. But what is coming out, if you haven't seen any of it, then you don't really get to have a valid opinion on that part of the subject. On the last year, you can have a valid opinion after those 2 DLCs. You can straight say they sucked and they weren't worth your money. You want your money back. I wish I could get my Evolve money back. Like an idiot, I bought the damn digital copy and I can't take the damn disc back.
Did you learn?
Yeah. Oh, I learned. I done learned me something. Yes, sir.
How many physical discs have you bought since Evolved?
I've actually never bought a digital disc for Xbox, but that experience has made me pick and choose a little bit better on what I have purchased on the game.
That's
And that's fine.
that's
But I've also not stemmed from seeing content that is being revealed and developing an opinion from that.
Daddy's been drinking, and he's mad about his Nintendo again.
Yes, yes, I have been.
He's gonna rip off the power cord and come after all of us with it, flailing it wildly over his head. Oh, jeez.
Oh, that was good. We actually needed that laugh because I started to get legitimately angry for a second. Sorry, Stedius, if you feel it, that was a personal attack. That was just a general attack for everybody who says this game is going to be stupid. Until you've seen the actual content, and I cut Ian some slack because he and I've been talking about it for weeks. He hasn't. I don't think he's actually seen any of the reviews, but I've posted enough stuff about it and I've shared enough stuff about it on Facebook. By now, if you haven't watched any of those videos, you're just dumb and don't feel like clicking a damn link.
Hold on a second. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm going to go ahead and take the other side of the table because that's what we do here on the Late Night Enforcers is one of us has to take the other side, even if they agree with the other person, which in this case I don't, because there's numerous videos of Call of Duty announcements that I'd give two shits and or a fuck about. Ever since Ghost, Call of Duty has just gone on a rapid decline. I will give them that Advanced Warfare, the one that came out last year, had some interesting concepts, but Titanfall already pretty much did all that. It's kind of like that one scene from South Park where the little kid was running around with Captain Chaos talking about The Simpsons did it. That's all I could think of every time I was playing Advanced Warfare. It's like, man, if I could just call down a 3-story tall robot, this game would be fucking awesome. Why am I playing this? Why aren't I playing Titanfall? So
But you can call down a robot.
But it's not 3 stories tall.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's like a story and a half.
It's maybe 7 feet tall. Oh, your shirt comes off and tattoos are coming out. Look out, ladies. Here comes the good show. So I can understand her point to the place where when you jump in as early as we all did, specifically me and her, because you and I weren't playing on it because I was on the one and you were still back on the 360. And for fuck's sake, I wasn't buying 2 copies of that fucking game to play it twice. That's just not fucking happening. I
had to bring you back into the game.
Yes, you did. And you're the reason why I bought 2 expansions for that thing. But how much time did I spend in the House of Wolves?
I agree. Honestly, interestingly enough, I think House of Wolves was a better expansion than The Dark Below. When you break the 2 down individually, The Dark Below you can get done inside of 20 minutes. The House of Wolves at least took a little bit longer with the content. And the fact that it's all repeatable, at least it's in a different order, it is what it is. The entire game is fucking repeatable, and that's the point. I don't know why. There are plenty of aspects about the game where I don't know why it's got the fan base that it has. That is so diehard. I'm not a complete diehard Destiny fan. It may seem like that from this video just because of the fact that I'm on one side and you're on the other. I'm stoked about what it can be. I've always been stoked about what it can be. And games like this have got me like that. And the one game that got me started on this type of mindset and this type of path was Halo 3.
Yeah.
Because of the in-game co-op capabilities. That I saw as soon as that happened, and I wasn't even hooked up to the fucking internet when that game came out. I was in the middle of a fucking desert, and I saw the future of gaming right there. That's what I saw, and it has taken 7 fucking years to get to the point where it's mass released on a normal fucking scale.
I'll give you that. But then again, here's the other thing is when it comes to developers and publishers, they go 2 ways with it. It's either PvP multiplayer or it's co-op multiplayer, and it sometimes it's co-op to the point where it's a detriment if you're trying to play with other people. Like if you were to jump into, I don't know, let's just say for example Evolve with a bunch of people that you don't know and you haven't had a chance to learn how to play a particular character, and here you are stuck with the tracker, but you don't know how to use the dog that you only have because you bought the $60 version of the game and you didn't blow your money bag all over the screen and buy the 95 fuck you in the ass version that should have come with, I don't know, a dildo that's shaped like a fisting tool so that you can at least get some pleasure out of the game in some slight way.
I almost felt that it came with that.
No, it didn't until you checked your bank account later and realized I did actually spend $90 on it, and then there's just a as it enters you. What the hell was I saying? So, I mean, I did that a lot too. Like even back when on the Xbox Prime, when I was playing the original Halo and Halo 2, I had a buddy of mine that came over and we split screened both games from beginning to end. I barely played those games by myself until I think it was on the 360 when they did the 10-year whoa shit, excuse me, the 10-year anniversary of Halo 1 or Halo Combat Evolved, whatever you want to call it. That was the first time that I shit, I started reading something in our chat and lost my train of thought. I'm too drunk for this shit right now.
I'm not even drunk yet either.
Shit, you fuck, you an angry or drunk. So I mean, I enjoy playing like first-person shooters with other people. I enjoy the co-op mechanics. I had the most fun game that I've ever played in my entire life was Gears of War 2 Horde mode, because you all had the same like objective and you had to work together. Yes, you had to communicate, but it was matchmaking. And usually you could tell within the first 2 to 3 waves, is this guy going to be an asshole or is this guy going to be someone that I could play with? Even if you didn't have a mic, that works too, because you can read how the people work. Are they like in Gears of War 3? You had kind of a tower defense type of thing when you were doing Horde mode. Is this guy actually pitching in and building on to this little corner that everybody is building up so that they can't get to us? Is he reviving people? You know, you don't have to be like, hey, watch out, that block's going to vanish, just like in that Mega Man game. So you're going to have to jump off of it and then jump twice. One other thing that fucking pisses me off about Destiny is the fact that not until recently did you tell me that you could cancel your fucking glide or your double jump. It never fucking tells you that in the game to press A again to cancel your fucking jump.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you the whole reason that I figured that out is because of fighting games that I used to play. And you'll know this, I button mash. For a lot of stuff, I button mash. So the problem that I have when I come into Destiny is that I push A way too much. So when I finally created a Warlock and I realized mid-glide I would accidentally hit A again and I would just drop like a fucking rock. I died once doing that and it pissed me off because I was in a you can't dry in a strike mission.
Dude,
So
you can't dry in a strike mission.
you
I'm
can't.
not drunk. I'm not drunk. Don't worry about me. I'm not even getting there yet. Fucking
You can't die in a strike. I was in one of those, and then that problem arose where I ended up dying because I dropped, and I was trying to go over a long expanse. It didn't really work out too well, whatever. But the fact that most people, and this is another funny thing that most people don't remember to do, is turn on your fucking Glimmer consumables, okay? This is just a general pro tip for fucking people out there who have
pro tips from Sleek Stealthy. Pro tip.
I need to get you to do that as like a legitimate sound bite so I can start playing that as waves. But I turn on your Glimmer consumables. If you're about to do a mission or strike, as long as it's not a raid, because those don't work in raids, contrary to popular belief. As far as they've never worked for me. So if you're about to do a nightfall, anything, turn on the damn Glimmer consumable for the area that you're in. If you're doing Fogoth, turn on a Black Wax, do something. Unless you've got 20,000 Glimmer, you need to turn that shit on. If you don't, you're just stupid.
Or unless you're saving your Black Wax to buy that one item to make the thing of the pit a purple gun instead of a white gun.
If you haven't done that by now, why do you have the game?
Because I paid $60 for it, and there's no fucking way I'm gonna get $60 for it. And you know me, I collect shit. I've got games that I haven't even played in physical copies that I will hold on to until the end of time because I'm a jerk like that.
All right. I'm going to have to figure out how to fix the chat comment limit. I don't know if I can actually fix that or not, but apparently some people have met their chat comments in a specific amount of time because I'm getting Facebook messages. Let's see. So from Jaime, Here are my cocaine franchises: Halo, Uncharted, and Mass Effect. So
Cocaine franchises.
I kind of ignore that part about Jaime because he's just a dirty hoe bag. Um,
I like you, Jaime.
there's a reason I don't invite him, or he doesn't normally make it. I invite him all the time, but he doesn't normally make it to my guys' night stuff. It's just because I don't think anybody would be able to live at the end of it.
What the hell is this thing?
With that. No, so I actually haven't played Uncharted or Mass Effect. I've been meaning to try out Mass Effect because I know you keep telling me to try it out.
You know, one thing I need to throw out at you though is when you play Mass Effect 1, you have to understand that it was a very early on Xbox 360 game. It is janky fucking looking as shit. That and it is that one is the epitome of a role-playing game in the series. Like, now, you being the Marine that you are with your sniper rifle and shit, you have to understand that even if you line up a headshot, pull the trigger at the right point, there is a possibility that you will miss just because. Tell us we're stupid. Tell us we're stupid. I'm sorry, I'm reading the damn chat too. But I have to agree that Mass Effect 2 is a phenomenal piece of work. Mass Effect 3 unfortunately has the lost ending where you have put so much time and effort into these first two games and you put more into it in 3, and then all of a sudden it gets to this ending where it's just okay, sure. I'm not gonna spoil it here. I enjoyed it. I still liked it. I think the ending was fine. They've actually done a patch where now if you play it through it now, because I played through it day one, well, not day one because Mass Effect games are fucking long. Now when you play through it, their ending will be a little bit longer than mine. In fact, my second playthrough of the entire series after I finished 3 the first time was before that fucking patch came out. But I digress. Mass Effect is a fantastic fucking series.
Okay. Before we continue, we've been talking about Destiny now for quite some time, and everybody knows that this is what we've really been kind of gearing up towards. Coming up here soon, next month, definitely in what are we in September now? In October, we are going to hit up the Batman discussion. We're probably going to do 2 podcasts just to let everybody know our format is likely going to change a little bit. We might do a little mini podcast early to kind of go over just a couple of quick things, catch people up on what we're doing, and then we'll do another live debate like this and a live kind of review session of a specific item. The next live session is going to be about the Batman series. I'm betting that's probably going to be somewhere close to Halloween, if Ian will actually agree to that. And I think it fits with the Batman theme. We're also going to be bringing in a special guest for Batman, who happens to not be on this chat like I was hoping he would be. Mr. Scott Olick from the Super Barley Brothers will be joining us, because apparently he has expressed interest in joining us on that cast. Is that right? Or
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really extended like the full. Please join us on the Batman cast, but as long as he can work it into his schedule, we're gonna hopefully have him on, because it is going to be a full rundown of the entire series minus the weird 3DS offshoot thing. I think there's only a couple of people.
2.5D game.
Yeah. I have it. I haven't played it because they did a PC port of it, and that's where I played the first 3 main installments is on the PC. Just because I got them for like $5 each from Steam. So it will be a full-on breakdown of all 4 of the mainline games. Although I say mainline, and Origins technically wasn't done by Rocksteady, but Origins had Deathstroke in it. So if you want to tell me that it's not mainline, I'll break your goddamn knees. It will have spoilers. It will have spoilers. Let me say that one more time. It will have spoilers.
If you have not played the game and you don't want to know specific story content, like, I don't know, the end, or Azrael's stuff, or fighting Bane, I don't know, does Joker actually die? Don't fucking watch. Or if you do watch, don't flip your shit in the damn chat because I'm not going to give a damn.
Yeah, no. And in fact, we'll probably state again before we start the conversation that it will be full of spoilers and you are to watch at your own risk. One thing that I do want to throw out there is not only are me and Ryan going to spoil the hell out of the 4 games, Scott spoils the hell out of shit anyways. And if Scott's listening to this, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. You remember that Superman movie? You remember that podcast? I think it was episode 8 of the Super Barley Brothers where you ruined that Superman movie or the Man of Steel? Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, episode 8? Man of Steel hasn't been out that long.
No, yeah. I'm pretty sure Man of Steel was out.
Not Man of Steel.
There was so there was a Super Barley Brothers.
The other Superman movie, the other one.
No. It's not that one. Because it's all about the twisting the head around until it went.
Oh,
yeah. So, and it was back when we used to do audio only. We didn't do the.
He spoiled that part?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Scott, bro, look at me right now. Look at me. You're an asshole. Done.
I think we said that to him, like all 3 of us right away in the in
that was back in Jerry's day, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So with everything that we've talked about, and we've now started moving into like DC comic stuff, I want to reach back to a point where Ian brought up Deathstroke. If you notice, there's a couple of things that are a little bit different about our channel. I'm still working on some of the channel art, specifically the banner at the top. It's not really porting in right on a computer. It might be for a TV. It looks a little hand-wonky on a mobile device. Not that anybody cares on a phone, but at least on a laptop, I want it to be able to port right. So I'm still working on that. But what I want people to look at is the profile picture, and I'll explain the channel art. The channel art is essentially Deathstroke, which I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. That's Ian because that's his homie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the other word that popped into my head because Hassan's not here. I can't say it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got you.
And I have been, especially very recently, I've always been a Batman fan, but recently I've really been jumping into the Red Hood and the Killing Joke and the whole Jason Todd aspect of the series of Batman. So I've been able to port together a Arkham Knight version, the video game version of the Red Hood, which I think looks the best in my opinion aesthetically. I think it's probably the best image of what the Red Hood could be. And Deathstroke together. And I want everybody to at some point leave a comment either on this video, on our channel, on my Facebook, something about what that art looks like. I'll actually post the photo tomorrow and want everybody to comment on it. That way we get some feedback, because what we want is to have a channel that is appealing to the viewers. If you have any suggestions, please make sure to let us know, because I'm constantly looking at this thing, making changes to it. Sometimes Ian doesn't even notice until I've made changes to it, just because I have more time to stare at it.
You have to tell me to look at it. That's what's going on with it. Yeah, because I scrolled past our fucking YouTube channel numerous times tonight because you changed the icon on that. Now he's still looking for the little Dante doing his little dance thing.
Yeah, I had Dante from Devil May Cry 2 at one point on here, and I felt that because Ian and I are so yin and yang about things and we're opposite spectrums, but we both like to enforce stuff late at night with booze, I felt that mixing Deathstroke's mask with the Arkham Knight mask, or not Arkham Knight, but the Red Hood mask from Arkham Knight on the profile picture was going to work well. That specifically is what I really want to know about. And if you have any ideas, any input, I really want the viewers to put that up there, because I'm definitely going to take it into consideration. I love playing in Photoshop with all this stuff, so please let me know what you think of it. That way I can make any changes to it that need to be made. I think it's kind of, personally, I think it might be a little bit weird with the fact that it's got the orange side of Deathstroke with the obviously red half of the Red Hood with a black and orange background. I like it. Ian kind of likes it. Let's kind of see what everybody else thinks. I have it up there for people to see now, so definitely let us know.
Yeah, we can't do the other side of Deathstroke's face because then it's just a blank slate.
I was going to try and color that red, but it actually colored the entire half of the damn photo red. So
wait,
I think green screen would be cool. For what?
Why did you type that and say that at the same time? That makes no damn sense, man.
Jaime is not exactly the brightest tool in the box. Yes, I kind of mixed like 3 sayings into one right there.
Okay.
Um,
Daddy's drunk and he's angry at his Nintendo again.
no, maybe.
As he takes another swig off of his whiskey, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm about to roll the glass 3, and you know what? I'm feeling frisky. After we end this, I may roll some Destiny and show some shit, and I may stream it with some funny ass commentary. Because the last time I got drunk and played Destiny, the people I played with didn't even know that it was me.
Because when I see your bed behind you, I just want to use it. Jaime, you are my new man. You, me, beers. It's happening. This is going to be a thing. See, and everybody gives me shit because I'm a floating head. Everybody does that. Please, God, no. Nah, no. You have.
I'll tell you what. And this, I'm gonna edit this shit out. I promise you right now, I'm gonna edit this shit out. Jaime, you have to show up. A, you need to show up to one of my workouts because you're still a little bitch. B, you need to come to the next guys' night, which I'm going to be having soon. I'll put it up on Facebook when I have it. That way you can meet Ian and y'all can get your little bromance on. And Ian, you're going to realize something, that you're not as young as you used to be.
Oh, dude, no, I'm not going out all night, dude. I'm 35 years old. 36. I'm 36 years.
I think he's probably as old as you are, and he's going to kidnap you and take you and prison rape you and then take you outside to the bar.
Can I get a lobster dinner first? At least a gentle kiss on the mouth to start with.
He might be nice enough for that. I have known this guy since I was quite literally 15 years old, if not maybe 14. And while he is one of my best friends on the planet, he's crazy as fuck.
So many cooties.
Wait, what? Oh.
What are you talking about?
So many cuddles. So many cuddles.
Is it cuddles? It look like cooties. Oh, it is cuddles.
Clean your glasses.
I was way the fuck back here. I'm way the fuck back here. I have old man eyes, okay?
Sam, should he clean his glasses? Should he clean his
glasses? Go fuck yourself, all right? You fucking asshole. Woo!
This entire 10-minute block is going to get edited out. Because this is getting into personal friendships and shit that does not need to be on the internet.
What do we got? We got Jaime, we got Sam, we got you and me. That's pretty much it. That's here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cynthia won't respond to shit anymore. She's probably there's only 4 watching, so I know for a fact she's not on anymore. Scott said he was going to show up. He never showed. I'm surprised Jerry didn't.
I know I threw it up on the BBs.
Oh, it's on the group. I put it on the normal Facebook and I tagged you in it. I put it on the Twitters and it got retweeted by both YouTube and Twitch share and Jerry. So it is what it is. Honestly, I'm not too surprised that this one didn't.
Well,
oh my God, LOL.
It has to do also with the fact that we're competing with football.
It is Thursday night. It is the first night of football, so I'm not too surprised that we're competing with opening night. In fact, I'm going to stop talking so I can check my fantasy team real quick.
Oh my God, are you fucking serious? Find it fucking funny that the people that used to beat me up for being a role-playing game guy, oh God, and playing video games all my life have boiled themselves down to looking at statistics and numbers when it comes to particular people playing the game that they grew up playing in their fucking beat up the nerds and stuff. Fuck these guys.
I was a nerd, dude.
Well, I don't give a fuck about you. It's just I get people coming up to me all the time. It's like, hey, you want to be in our fantasy football league? I'm like, are there swords involved? No, then no. Thank you very much. Nope, I didn't leave the chat open. Hold on. There it is. You know, I like that our YouTube video is actually slightly delayed. That way I could go back and look at my double chin keep popping out as I'm doing my fucking voice. That's always great. That's fantastic. Oh, there you go. Nice and close to the microphone. Made it
Oh,
so
don't you
everybody.
even get me fucking started.
Let's
It's
just
about
make
the
it so
actual start, yeah?
everybody fucking starts right in today.
Oh, here we go.
I like
Oh,
this. Sam
shit.
pops back with, "You were a nerd."
I'm having trouble reading that because it's been so long since I've actually heard her speak with language and voice that I can't always tell what voice it's supposed to be in.
I'm not gonna do it right, but you an asshole. Just read everything like that, and then it will be you'll be close enough.
I legitimately miss and I told her this just as much earlier today, I believe. Um, I legitimately lightning bolt. I legitimately miss standing up in my cube and having a conversation with the two of you, and then sitting back down and doing nothing for the rest of the day except wondering why the fuck I had to get stupid. Had to get you guys to stupid shit. Yeah, whiskey.
What? Yeah, for that whole week that we were all sitting in close proximity to each other.
I really enjoyed the times that were us before we moved.
Yeah, when I used to walk over and you and I would have a conversation, and Sam would be sitting on the other side of the wall, going, "Oh my god, you guys are fucking nerds," or "Get a room, you two," or "What the hell are you guys talking about?" And then we'd like turn and tell her, and she'd be like, "Jeez, God." Now I'm gonna have like hate mail all over in my phone. No, okay, I'm good so far.
She didn't care.
The entire end of this is getting cut. Well, I mean, we've actually said everything that we wanted to say.
We did. So to sum up, at this point, I'm excited about the hype that's coming. I think that the Taken King is going to do one of two things. It's going to propel Destiny on its 10-year journey, and it's really going to make it. I really think it's going to be what builds off of the original platform of what it started as, which was eh, a good enough game to play with friends, into awesome. Or it's going to be a 1 day long campaign that is going to make me rage on my Twitch channel, which, by the way, is twitch.tv/sleekstealthy85.
Sleek Selfie 85.
And will make me rage so hard that I will possibly wake up my 1-year-old on the other side of the house. Because at that point, I will have spent over $100 on this game.
I will pay. I will pay to see that. I tell you what, I will watch that Twitch stream. Well, for one, I'm one of your mods, and I will gladly sit in there and make sure I ban people that try to ruin the mediocre story that's going to be in this, because we all know it's going to happen. Shut up! I'm gonna talk. Shut up, and I'm gonna watch it. And if you start to go, dude, all I'm gonna do is poke and prod until I hear the young one from across the house go, "Dad, it's time to change my diaper, motherfucker. Get in here."
I'm honestly surprised that she can't say that sentence yet. It's getting to that type of point. With that being said, I do hope that if I do rage to that point, that anybody and everybody watching clicks on that little donate button and throws a little bit of money our way. Because while the donate button may be on my Twitch page, it is for the Late Night Enforcers as a whole. So it goes to help my stream gear, extra DLC that you guys want to see. It helps Ian with his stream gear and extra stuff that he needs. We maintain no profit from that link, and to this day, ain't nobody donated. And to be honest, I'm not too surprised. But with that, I really think that we can go forward with getting additional DLCs, playing through stuff, especially with, who knows? You know what I haven't done? I haven't done any horror games yet.
I tell you what, I'll buy your first one. I will buy your first horror game, and you have to play it from beginning to end.
I, I, I will tell you what. You pick it, I will play it beginning to end, and I'll stream the whole thing. and I'll even drink. You know what? I won't drink because if I do drink, I'm gonna be all like dulled to the whole experience. I will do it sober.
I'm gonna save myself some money. I'm gonna save some. I'm gonna save myself some
You're
money.
gonna give me one of your games.
I'm gonna lend you Alien Isolation because that game was actually. I mean, it was really good. In my opinion, it was really good. That ending kind of fucking pissed me off. I'm not gonna go into it now. Yeah. Now, see, now we're getting a vote. I will watch so hard, so hard.
I'm
She
gonna have
doesn't
to
watch you.
soundproof this fucking messed up room.
Oh, she doesn't watch you when you play Destiny because nobody does because it's boring as fuck. But she will watch you play that because, dude, I'll tell you, last night, I'm not shitting you. Last night, her internet was not working right and it wasn't loading. So I was playing Slender the Arrival and it was scaring me so much. She was my only viewer, but she was only able to see 3 seconds at a time that I quit playing. That's why I was on Batman. Like,
I was
yes,
wondering because I had you up and it was like I was gonna see you play some Slender and then it's
it's
Batman.
Batman.
Then I
But
was the only one watching you Batman.
yes, that's the thing. Is like she wasn't able to see it, so I stopped playing it because she's like one of my biggest viewers. Why would I continue to play a game that I'm actually legitimately getting to the point where I don't want to fucking finish the game? I did I, because stupid shit. But yes, no, I will lend you. The next time I see you, I'm going to place Alien Isolation in your fucking hand, and you are going to play that song, bitch, and I am going to have such a good time.
I would tell you what. I'll tell you what. Let's do a trade. You can keep this.
Oh. Oh.
And I will borrow Alien Isolation from you, and I will play it. And then we will compare the two streams, as all of your videos are on the YouTube channel that you have. You could probably search Fiend75002 and find them for the people that are watching. Whatever.
No, no, Alien. I love playing the spooky scary. Dude, Alien was scary as shit. Okay,
Okay, hold on, Sam. Have you actually seen his Alien videos?
dude, seriously,
like,
she's probably watched every single one of my videos,
well,
except
I
for
mean,
number 40 because I just recently unlocked that one apparently.
yeah. So okay, I didn't know if she had seen all of your Alien videos or not. I know that recently, especially with the Slender Arrival, why can't you play a game that is actually scary?
What the?
Okay, okay, hold on. Before you two lovebirds get in a freaking fight, name a game that is actually scary, Sam. Name it. We will wait, and while we wait, you owe me like $10 for this.
Yeah, no, I'd gladly give you the $10 for that because I remember you sending me the picture going, pick this up. He screamed louder than me during birthing twins. Wow. Wow, wait. No, he said what game is scarier than Alien Isolation?
Not your labor. I don't want to hear your labor story.
Yeah.
I lived through a labor story that my wife
I
had.
think I
I don't need
screamed
to know yours.
louder than Gabe's meat sack than during the birthing of my child than that thing did. So
So, Ian, interestingly enough, if you take a look at this,
Mhm.
everybody's like, "Oh, this is Master Chief from Halo." Take a second and really look at it, and I want you to tell me what it really looks like.
that looks like he's wearing the parka from the first Halo 5 trailer.
From the first Halo 5 trailer and the very first Destiny trailer.
Uh-uh. That was a cloak. That's a parka. There's a big difference
I
between a
understand
cloak
that
and
it
a
was a
parka.
cloak. However, the cloak in that one looked like a fucking parka. They took the cloak that is on Hunters with no hood and made it look like this. Made it look like the fucking parka that he had on Halo 5.
Whatever. You can keep your dreams on that the guys at 343 want to be making Destiny.
I honestly, so speaking of, now we've kind of delved into the Halo thing. You're getting 5, right?
Fuck yeah, I'm getting 5.
Okay,
Day
I tell you
one.
what. I haven't played Halo. I played a little bit of Reach. I played no ODST.
Okay.
I played like 0-4. I will get Halo 5 and play it with you and stream it with you if you're down.
I'm down, but you got to understand that this game actually has story that you kind of need to listen to. So during cutscenes, you got to shut your fuck.
I I understand that. I agree with sitting there and watching. I enjoy cutscenes. I do.
Destiny just doesn't have any. Oh, it has three. Sorry, it has three.
Opening, going into the Temple of Crota. No, sorry, going into the Temple of Crota again, and then the end of the game.
With the
Got,
yeah,
it's
with a
got four.
stranger.
It's got four. It's got four.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Four. All adding up to 10 minutes.
Sorry, it also has no. It has trailers, not cutscenes, for the expansions.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Okay, so there's not enough people here to vote. We're not going to do a vote.
Nope.
If people want to vote in the comments on who won the argument, feel free.
Here's how we're gonna win this argument. Is
I honestly think we're only going to win the argument by the end of my game stream. Is what
yeah,
we're going to
no, we'll do that, and then eventually we'll do another live stream. Like we'll do the Batman live stream next near the end of October because I should be close enough to the end of it to be able to finish the fucking game by then. We'll do that stream then, but after that we are going to have another stream where you and I talk over. If I haven't bought it by then, we're going to talk over me witnessing you play the Taken King and you talking about playing the Taken King. That way I can still take my side of the argument, but then again, if it's compelling enough, I'll jump back on the boat.
idea, and I know that we're doing this live, so this is going to be a fun little idea. What if we do it like director's cut Blu-ray stuff, where all of the videos that I have we can put together, and as it rolls, we just put our audio on it.
Do we have the equipment to do that? That's the question.
Technically, yes, but we would have to be in one singular. Like, I would have to come over to your place with my laptop and my Yeti mic that I'm obviously not using tonight because I don't want to put up with the bullshit. I didn't have the time to set it up completely the way I wanted to. So I think that if we do it that way, that might have more of an impact. That's just an idea. If you want, people in the chat, what do you think?
Two people in the chat. What do you think?
2 people in the chat. Bring it up.
Break it. I don't know if I should have another beer. How many have I had? 1, 2, 3. I should have one more. This is probably going to be about it. I think we're going to have to call a wrap it up as he gets to go, gets up and do something. So I do agree. We do need to get Sleek to play something a little jumpier, a little scarier. The thing that I like more about the Alien, though, is the randomness to it. The fact that it could go up into the vents and then you feel that you're safe and step out of the closet or the locker or out from underneath the table, and all of a sudden he will you're you're not voting on anything. We want to know who won this one, but there's not enough people in the chat to really state who won this argument per se. And I would think that you have kind of a skewed vote. Yeah, that's right. Deep into your soul I am looking. So we're going to gauge it more on his views of the game and all that other bullshit after that happens. But I think the Alien would be more randomized to the point where it's more difficult for him to jump in and out of taking care of it. Resident Evil is like that, but
I think Destiny sucks, so it's not fair to vote. Okay. Sam, you think Destiny sucks because you suck at life.
Whoa! I have to disagree with that. As he goes to his phone.
Jaime says, I'll donate for a green screen. There's actually, thanks Jaime for that, but I don't need it, and technically he doesn't need it either. There's a program you can download to go in with the stream software that we use, or that at least I use, to take away all the background where it's just me.
Yeah, and I stream through an Xbox One, and there's no program like that. So
That's okay. Jaime, if you would like to donate, I highly recommend you donate so that we can get him an appropriate capture card that he needs. And then we can work on getting him the software he needs and everything like that. Because ideally, what I would like to do is be able to get Ian to set up the stream the same way that I do. That way, a lot of it is just easy for he and I to troubleshoot items at the same time.
So Sam has come along and said that you need to play either Outlast or Slender, because Alien is not scary enough. And I do kind of tend to agree with her now that I think about it, because in Alien, you actually at one point get weaponry to actually fend off some of the bad guys. But in Slender and in Outlast, you really don't get any weaponry, except for that little fucking short white motherfucker in the hoodie and the flashlight that I'm dude, if I ever find that motherfucker, I'm going to stab him in a field. Too soon? Oh, okay. But, I think that's what we need to do, is we need to get you one of those two games and make you play that. I will gladly, since you picked that Halo Master Chief thing up for me and I owe you some money, I will gladly pick up either Slender or Outlast for you to buzz through.
I'll tell you what.
How's my bottle opener?
I will look for it. I used to have, as you and specifically Sam also know, I used to have a coin that I would flip that would have a United States Marine Corps EGA, which is the best service branch, fuck you, Jaime, on one side, and the other side of a $50 piece on the other side. I'll flip that one day, and I'll let you know which one.
Okay. Jaime, what service was Jaime in?
Jaime is getting ready to actually go to the Army because he's too old to go in the Marine Corps because he's a little bitch and decided to do this late in life. So, yeah.
Give him credit for being able to still do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all.
I give the guy fitness credit because the guy straight up, I mean, at one point, he was completely jacked. And, yeah, and he's not anymore, but he's getting there. He's working on it. He needs to come to the gym with me, and he really needs to get on the workout plan that I have from Apex Fitness.
You don't want to end up like this, Jaime. You don't want to end up with one of these bad boys chilling out in front of you.
Oh no, he's nowhere near that. Honestly, I bet you his abs are still way better than mine. I still have quite a bit of area I need to get rid of. But definitely, I think he needs to get on an Apex Fitness plan because that'll fucking change his life. So yeah, at Fitness Apex on Twitter. For those of you who want to use my Twitter handle at SleekStealthy85 for 10% off. Don't you do that shit.
What? I was just working out my triceps and my biceps at the same time in a fast-moving motion. I'm showing off your Apex Fitness, okay?
You fucking need one too, okay?
Oh no, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually need a leg day. That's what I need because my knees are shit. But that's. I killed him, ladies and gentlemen. He is dead. He is dead. I murdered him from miles away. I killed him, and I didn't even do it in a Russian accent.
I'll tell you what. I will get you into the gym for free if you come with me on my leg day.
It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get it.
One day. One day.
One day.
One day. No, like give me one day.
No. I died.
I'll even be nice. I'll put you on my original leg day, not my new leg day.
What the fuck does that even mean?
If only you knew.
That means I get inside the machine and I put on 80,000 pounds and I bench press them with all my fucking might.
Okay, Hogan.
No, that wasn't Hulk. That was fuck. That was
that was Savage. That was
that was Nathan Explosion. No, if you want me to get into Macho Man,
oh yeah, brother! It is time for you to get into the ring and bring your sloppy business up to me because I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break you in half into little itty bitty pieces, and then I'm gonna bury you in 14 different spots on this globe, and you will never regenerate because I am the man.
I'm going to cut that part out and make that a separate clip in its entirety.
That's fine. I can't remember the one that I did on SBB that I started a show with.
We're going to make that a trailer. We're going to make that a trailer for you.
We'll put it up on the Fiend YouTube channel.
Put it up as the main featured content for the Fiend YouTube channel. Call it good and be done.
All right.
Fuck. Well, so Samson,
Yeah,
what's
no,
been
it's
happening?
exactly what I was going to say.
So this stream has degenerated to the point where we're just drunk and hanging out now.
Really?
So at the end of it, as far as the Destiny stuff is concerned,
You lose.
no, shut your fucking face.
You gotta give me credit. That was quick as shit.
That was quick. I'm highly surprised that you had the cognitive ability to throw that out there, but I think you were prepping for it. So fuck you. So we're gonna figure out who wins the Destiny argument, the hashtag Destiny argument. We're gonna throw that hashtag out there.
Be a part of the conversation at hashtag Destiny Argument.
So we'll figure that out when the stream is done. I will kick off the stream on launch day, Tuesday next week, 9-ish p.m. twitch.tv/sleekstealthy85. I'll be rolling with a group, and I'm also going to be streaming the raid on Friday. The goal is to stream that with my clan. If you're watching this later and you do play Destiny on the Xbox One and you want to be involved in the clan, the group is Late Night Enforcers. Shoot me a message on Xbox One. My tag is the same everywhere. SleekStealthy85 on both Facebook, Twitter, Xbox One, freaking Instagram, all that bullshit. Shoot me a message there. We'll work it out. We'll get you involved. I'm almost up to the number of people that currently play that will have the content, because I can't count in at this point, is up to 5 that are regulars, and I do need one more. I can probably get one more guy in there if he's just, Brock is probably able to throw on there now that he's played with me at least once off this new week. But if it's something that you're wanting to see, please tune in. Please tune in, because I definitely think it's going to be worth it. And I'll tell you what, I've been off of the hard liquor kick for a while, and I think that with the release of The Taken King, it's probably about time for me to get back into it. So I will start throwing up the whiskey as I stream. You know what? With your fucking snobby beer, you shut your face. I don't want to hear your bullshit.
You chose the words to say out of your mouth. Okay? You
Just because I drink man booze doesn't mean
you have man boobs? I'm
I
sorry.
drink
I'm missing
man-
what's being said here. I have no idea what's going
I'm
on.
fucking done with you. Tune in. Regardless, it'll be posted on my YouTube channel at the end of it. At the end of the content, mostly the story content, not necessarily end of game content, I'll stream that every now and again. I'll at least do a review of what the general end game content is going to look like. If it's something new, I'll stream it. That way you can see it. If you don't see it, you'll see it later. That way maybe we can convince Ian to make a purchase. And hell, if you donate enough, maybe you donating will get him to make that purchase. Maybe we can purchase it for him, and he doesn't have to spend his own money. I'm going to fucking throw this.
I like this. Jaime says, I'm going to donate myself an Xbox One. Join us, Jaime. It will be intriguing.
I'll tell you what. Jaime, if you buy an Xbox One and buy this game and you play with me, I will not stream unless you are with me. The sole reason is for the commentary.
Oh my
Sole
God.
reason.
You know what? If you buy this game and an Xbox One and you stick with it for more than a week, I'll buy the fucking expansion solely so that we can go back and forth. Because this sounds like this could be just comedic gold.
Oh, it could be, and it will be.
Or it could be horrible, much like the end of this podcast has been. I start my day with coffee and a splash of whiskey. But what kind of whiskey? That's where it comes into play.
Dude, you're a beaner. You don't fucking start your day with whiskey. You started with tequila. Shut your face.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right. So with that, we're going to call it tonight. It's fucking... Damn, it's 11:46. We went longer than we did the last one.
Yep. And there wasn't even that many people here.
There wasn't even that many people watching. We just had a good enough time. So I'm going to edit the shit out of this. It's going to take me like 2 days to do it. But at the end of it, I think we'll enjoy and we'll really see who wins the hashtag Destiny argument at the end of the stream. So other than that, thanks for coming out. I've enjoyed everybody who has showed, and for everybody who has not showed, maybe you should show up next time because the Batman stream is going to be awesome. We'll have a special guest. It'll be tons of fun. I definitely think you don't want to miss out.
Okay, now, since he's done talking, I'm going to go ahead and plug all my bullshit real fast. Like he said, I can also be found as Fiend75002 on the Xbox, on the Instagrams, on the Twitters, on the Vines, on the MySpace, on the Friendster, on the Prodigy Live.
MySpace? What
Shut
the
up.
fuck?
Shut up. You can IRC me, ICQ, AIM. I'm trying to name old dead Yahoo Messenger. You can find me there. I used to make a joke about my Tinder account being Fiend75002, but I don't gotta do that anymore. And
I'm done.
definitely check us both out on the Twitch on the same names. I usually do Wednesday nights with the spooky scary games. I try to, unless my main viewer can't watch, then I switch over to something totally different. I'm about to run out of spooky games, so I may start to play other games. Shut up. No, like Conker's Bad Fur Day. I'm gonna fucking play that from the Rare Action Replay. What? Turn off your Xbox, you asshole. What the hell else was I going to say? Check out my YouTube channel at Fiend75002. There's all sorts of stuff there. Also, check out the other podcast that I'm a part of, which is the Super Wiley Bros, where we talk about video games and craft beers, because that's one way to get drunk is with a delicious craft beer. Enjoy it. Have a good time. We do lots of fun stuff. All right, I'm done. I'm done being stupid. Good night, guys.
Night, everybody. Have a good one. We'll catch you later.
You have to hit the button.